It is my distinct honor to welcome you to the Total Stickcast. It has been a grand total of 66 episodes, 51 by regular sequence and 50 excluding the pilot. So today is my calling out that very fact, so welcome to the 50-ish episode of the Total Stickcast. My name's Paul Johnson, and in grade 7 a classmate once told me I'd be attractive if I would just try a little. So I guess I'm a work in progress. You can find me on Twitter at OffTheLP, that's OFFTHELP. He's been here for about 18 of those episodes. He's been up, he's been down, he's been around the block a few times, mainly turning tricks, that is. Ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth, it's Ryan Blair!
Hey, well, a guy's gotta get paid any way he can, you know?
Right? This show isn't paying you.
Well, that's why I gotta be on the corner turning tricks.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, check out my funky intro music. It's going too long now, but it's funky.
That's good times.
I know, right? Wait for it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, that's the song that normally plays behind when I'm introducing us. Although you don't generally hear that, it goes in after the fact. But that generally plays behind me introducing us, but it's like a funky-ass remix of it.
And so why the difference today?
What? Because it's our 50-ish episode.
50-ish episode.
I know.
Balloons.
I know we might have balloons. Don't tell them we don't have balloons. Maybe we have balloons. We have balloons. Look, we officially have balloons.
But we don't have Christmas trees.
We don't have Christmas trees. I succeeded in taking down my Christmas tree, which is fucking amazing because it's April.
That's fantastic.
Which also means that pretty soon we'll be coming up on 1 year of Stickcast.
Ooh.
So, yeah, which if you're mathematically inclined and think about the fact that this is the 50-ish episode and we do an episode a week and 52 weeks in a year, it kind of makes sense. But, yeah, so we're coming... April 20th will be 1 year of the Stickcast.
That's exciting.
I know, it kind of is.
That is exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. And you've been on 18 of them.
That's it? Feels like so much more.
Well, you know what they say, when you love what you're doing. Well, when you do 66 episodes of something, though, or even just do something like so weekly like this, even 18 is a lot to do in a row. You lose track of shit. Like, you do. They all kind of become a blur. It's hard to listen to them afterwards. Not like it's difficult on me to listen to them, but like, I don't put them on, once they're on Spotify, I don't tend to listen to them again. I just listen to them during editing. So when you take over editing, I'm never going to hear the show again.
What's with the banging?
Can you hear that? That's not me. That's a neighbor or something.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that.
Can you? Oh, that's crazy ass. Okay. See, I'm trying to get rid of a high-pitched sound in the background, and so I've turned up my input for various reasons. That's a whole different thing. So I think that's why it's more audible now. Not that happens every time, but... Well,
are they having sex?
It stops. No, I think they're hanging something with like a 28-inch spike.
Yeah, that's a lot of hammering for hanging something.
That's pretty badass.
Wow, yeah.
I hope it comes out on the recording.
So I have been binge watching a new show.
Oh, have you? Okay, well,
yes.
Fine, sure. I was going to do some housekeeping, but go ahead, hit me. What have you been watching? What have you been binge watching?
Shameless.
I wanted to binge watch that. Okay.
Yeah. Naomi started it, and she got through the first couple seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, I think, and then she turned it on one night while we were in bed. I wasn't really paying attention, and then I kind of look over, and then there's these big, jiggly, nice titties, and I was like, what are you watching? She's like, Shameless. I'm like, there's titties. And I have this theory that if there's tits in a show or movie, it's a good movie or it's a good show.
I don't think that's always been the case. I think the National Lampoon's franchise has managed to take care of that.
Yeah, but there's titties and it detracts from the shittiness.
From Bon Jovi committing credit fraud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started that a few days ago, and we've just been binge watching it, and then so the there's 8 seasons on Netflix, and so yesterday we got to the final episode of the 8th season, and I got online going, okay, how many more seasons of this? And it turns out that the 9th season just finished in March, so I went ahead and acquired, completely legally, the 9th season of Shameless, because we didn't want to wait for it to show up on Netflix.
Dope. Okay.
So yeah,
nice.
so we started that last night and today a little bit, yeah, because we haven't moved out of bed. Things are a little rough today.
Okay, a little on the hungover side?
A little, yeah.
Well, hey, I'm in my pajamas for what it's worth.
Well, that's all right. That's good, right? You always got to have days like that from time to time. But, so yeah, it's a great show. I'm absolutely loving it. Like, it's so dysfunctional, it's awesome.
Okay.
And I was looking at the IMDb rating, and it's got a 9 out of 10, which you don't see a whole lot out of movies or shows and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I can see why, because it's relatable and it's awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
it came from Showtime, apparently. I'm just
Showtime, yes, and that would explain all the swears and the titties.
Joan Cusack.
Yeah, she's not in it past the 4th season, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, though, interesting. I just caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I'm heartbroken. I don't have any more of that to watch right now.
I still haven't watched that. I've seen some clips on Facebook or something, on it, and I do want to watch it. So maybe that'll be my next binge.
It is fucking good. It is good, hands down. It's not all the time. Like it once every 5-10 years, comedies come along that are just like they change everything at that time, and it is fucking funny. My goddamn robot, Alexa, stop. It's only a problem 1 day a week. Yeah, I know, it's a damn good show. It is a damn good show. I'm also watching The Flash right now.
You know, I don't have a lot of interest in those shows. Like I started trying to watch Iron Fist, I think, or Flaming Fist. No, Iron Fist. I don't know. And then there was Black Lightning I tried to watch. And then yeah, you know, and I can't get behind them. They just don't do a lot. I tried watching Gotham.
Yeah.
When it was first coming out, and but again, I can't really get behind them. I did start watching Titans, I think, which is based on, I guess, Teen Titans, you know. And it's not bad. Like, it's not bad. Okay. But yeah, all the rest, and then I'm sure they're good. I tried Daredevil, but yeah, I'm sure they're you know, they have their merit. They're not for me.
The Flash is a CW show, so everything on the CW has this same. And I mean, a lot can be said for a lot of stations. It so happens that I seem to adore everything NBC does, so I guess it's probably got painted with some kind of veneer too that I just don't see. I see it as being good. But everything on the CW is painted with kind of like this veneer. Like all the shows feel the same, have the same feeling to them. Like they feel like they're all made in the same place by the same people. And it's very much a CW show. But I mean, it's trash TV. It is what it is. But I watch it while I eat so that when I'm done eating, I'm not compelled to keep watching it. But with that said, it's not horrible. That's why I brought it up. It's not terrible. It could be worse. They get a lot of the smoothie romantic stuff out of the way and get back to the superhero stuff pretty quick, which is interesting. It's an experiment in FX and stuff, like. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. That. I mean, that's and that's really the brilliance of Netflix. I think is, that you have that option to start a show,
yeah,
and not necessarily feel obligated to watch it.
No, true that. For all that it encourages binging, it also does have that benefit too.
Yeah. Let's just say, I mean, you sit there and you figure out pretty quick whether it's something you want to watch or not, So you don't have to sit there, watch one show and go, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll wait a week and I'll watch another one.
Mm.
Right? And then it takes 2 or 3 weeks maybe until you figure out whether you like it or you don't like it. This way you can just sit down, watch a couple episodes in 2 hours and say, yeah, it's not for me, or yeah, that's great. And then obviously you make it through and you binge watch it. But
so,
did you ever watch Super Bob?
No, not yet.
Oh,
I
you're
aspire
failing me.
to someday. I have a lot of shit going on. I'm just keeping this going right now. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's fair.
And provide content for our Patreon subscribers, so you can, feel free to check that shit out, y'all. And you can do so at patreon.com/TSC podcast. And if you, head over there, you can subscribe and you can get a video feed twice a month minimum. And you can get bonus episodes once a week. And, I mean, I can't begin to describe the wonders that there are to behold. So you really need to go check that out. That's patreon.com/TSC podcast. So wait, there's an elephant in the room here. There's something we need to talk about.
Okay.
If we're talking about Netflix, if we're talking about shows that have to be watched, I posted something on Facebook a little while ago, and Santa Clarita Diet is fucking back.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
Now that's a show.
I enjoy that show. I watched it, the first 2 seasons of it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. So
I'm. Are you? I only watched the first episode because I think Naomi went somewhere or whatever, so I had to take a momentary break from Shameless, and so I put on the first episode of season 3 and watched that while she was gone. So I'm just waiting until we get through the 9th season of Shameless, at which point I will jump on that. Yeah, I was really excited when I saw you post that.
Yeah, I was very excited to post it. I very much like that show. So I thought, yes, good shit. No spoilers. I won't talk about it too much. Better yet, I especially won't talk about it until you've seen it. And yeah, so it's a good show, and I very much enjoy that. So if you're like, what the fuck is a Santa Clarita Diet? That doesn't sound like something I would watch. It might be. Just give it a shot. you don't understand.
It wasn't that long ago. I think it was only a couple weeks ago that I started thinking about it, because I think I was flipping through Netflix and then I seen it and I was like, oh yeah, no, it's still the 2 seasons. So I got on the old interwebs and tried to see, what was happening with it. And I actually thought it was called Santa Clara Diet. So I'm Google searching Santa Clara Diet, and I got food shit coming up, and I'm going, what? And then I think at the bottom of the page in the suggested, it's like Santa Clarita. I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. No, I fear that a lot of people pass over it maybe on Netflix. The title threw me for quite a while, and I didn't know exactly what it was until I watched the trailer for it, and I'm kind of a Drew Barrymore fan. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's probably how I started watching it too, is just flipping and then I think the picture has got her face covered in blood, and I was just like, what is this shit? And then yeah, stopped and let the trailer play for it, and I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's got a little bit of Joe McHale from Community.
Yep.
Have you watched Community?
I have not.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I've discussed this before. I'm a big movie guy. I've never really been a TV show guy. I haven't had cable in years. It's just I never watched enough TV. right? Like it was good for I found it useful for movies and stuff like that. But like I've never been a TV show guy. Like I think I watched religiously. I think House was one of the shows I watched, and and then at the time, but Star Trek, because I'm a big Trekkie. And that was about it. Like, and that was really about it. I didn't, so this is a whole new world to me. Actually sitting down and binge watching these shows, because again, I've never been a TV guy. So for me to pick something, it's a process. Like, and I'll flip over things and be like, nah, and then 2 weeks later I'm like, yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. So, so I mean, there isn't a lot of series that I've watched, but yeah, I'll get caught up one day.
Yeah, no doubt. It sounds like you really, really need to.
Yeah, I gotta get out from underneath my rock.
Yeah. Well, speaking of catching up, here's a few things. Shout out to Terry. Hi, Terry, if you're out there somewhere. He hasn't been around much this season, mainly because it takes a lot to keep a show going once a week, and we do this when it's the most convenient in the middle of the day for me, basically.
Yep.
So, not gonna lie, but D&D may be back someday, but for the moment it still kind of sits in hiatus somewhere because of time and schedules and all kinds of stuff. But with that said, I feel like this is gonna be a weird and big year, and I want to drag this show through the fires of hell and try to come back out the other side of it, with it serving to, chronicle our lives and shit like that, along the way. So, heavy shit, right? Also, abortion is a funny word if you don't attach any meaning to it. So,
abortion.
With that said, I don't know, I just needed to break the mood for a second. So that's the other thing. High-pitched sound on some of our recordings, especially in the past little bit. There's been a high-pitched sound in the background, and I am aware of it, and I've been trying to find ways to deal with it, and I think I have. So this week, hopefully, there's no high-pitched sound in the background. So that's the thing.
What do you think this is creating this sound?
It had to do with part of the editing process. It's kind of hard to just explain in a syllable or two. But because there's a lot of things that happen to that sound once it gets. So as I would do things with noise reduction and that kind of stuff, it had to do with how low the input was on my mic and how much it was expanding the sound, sort of.
Oh.
In a particular stage of things. Yeah, it kind of hard to explain. But yeah, so you're going to learn how to do all this shortly, which is another thing, is hopefully you'll be taking over producing in the next couple of months. As a thing, because I'm going to try to work on teaching you how to do that. The way I do, at least. There's, no one way, so I'll teach you what I know. And yeah, I don't know, just fucking thanks to anybody who's listened to this show over 50-ish episodes, with 66 episodes with bonus episodes and stuff like that. Done 66 episodes of this show. So
what do you think? What do you think the average lifespan of a podcast is? I mean, there's a lot of people, I think, that they get the idea, they listen to podcasts, and they go, you know what, I want a podcast, and so they develop one. But how many out of like 1 out of 100 last, or what do you think?
I'm gonna see if there's an answer to that. I would say most die in the first year. I don't know if that's an answer. Most die in the first year, though, for sure. That goes for YouTube and a lot of other things. Outside of that, I don't know. Maybe a couple of years. I don't know. I'm trying to see.
Well, I would be more curious about how many people start a podcast and then they just fizzle out in a few episodes or because I don't know, I think people just automatically think, hey, I'm going to put this show out there and I'm going to have 1,000 listeners immediately, sort of deal, and then when that doesn't happen, they feel defeated and so they just drop it, right? But Oh, yeah. I wonder how many podcasts are out there.
Yeah.
That
No
have
shit.
owners anymore.
I found one statistic here that posits, and I just clicked on it, so I'm just waiting for it to load because I found it and then I just wanted more than the preview, so I could keep talking. There it is. That says that it said that like 75% of podcasts are like no longer in production. There it is. Yeah. 75% of the podcasts out there are no longer in production. So if you take all the things that have a space right now, that have a spot on a hosting site,
Yeah.
it seems
75% of them aren't.
Yeah, they had a population here, it seems, of 540,000 is how many they took in. Wow. So I mean, I'm sure there's some small companies that aren't in there or whatever. But whatever, 540,000 of 540,000, 75% are no longer in production.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, because it's somewhat easy to do, but then it gets harder to maintain, right? Because everybody can have an idea, but not everybody can always carve out 2 hours a week, 3 hours a week to watch a movie and take notes on it, or to watch a TV series and take notes on it, or whatever your thing might be. Like, true crime is a huge industry right now. It's a huge genre. So it's just people who, like, there's all these Netflix shows about true crime, making a murder and stuff. They watch it, do their own research on it, this, that, and the other thing, sit down and break it apart. And, like that's a big thing. But that takes time. You're putting time into doing that, and it's easy to stop doing something like that, especially because it's hard, with all those podcasts out there, it's hard to really gather steam that quickly, or to have it pay you back or do anything like that. So, I mean, that's it. So people get discouraged when it's taking that much time. They're not seeing anything in return. They feel like nobody's listened to it. But that's the thing. You get listeners over time, and you get them retroactively and stuff. That's another thing about our journey to this point, that some people might know or might not know, is that on 2 different occasions, we've suffered massive data loss. We've lost all our statistics. We've been down. Our RSS changed at one point, which for maybe non-podcasty people, I feel like we have a show that people who make podcasts would listen to more than people who just like podcasts. It feels like the after show of everything. I don't know if that makes sense. For people who aren't podcasty, or into making them or anything like that, the RSS feed just like it enables people to find us. So that means that all our backlinks on our Facebook page went dead and things like that. So we've suffered 2 pretty major things during those 66 episodes. So we've lost a lot of listeners and then gained some, and then lost a lot of our information, lost our episodes in their entirety. We lost all of season 1. And I've been working on re-releasing those, for instance. So there's been a lot that's gone on over those 66 episodes. Speaking of longevity of podcasts and stuff like that, we made it. I'm working hard to keep us out there and not wind up like 75% of podcasts. Bam! Fought it around in a loop. That's how you make a point. Scholared, homie. My TED Talk. Boom. Mic drop. Done. I'm out.
Jesus. Yeah, that was painful to listen to.
That was beautiful. That was art.
Art, yeah.
I made my point. No, that's kind of what I was trying to say. Though, is like it's been a long road, over 66 episodes. That's all. But then it related to you asking how many die, and I was like, we could have died many times. That's what all that broke down to.
But that's a staggering number. It really is.
It is.
I mean,
it is a staggering number.
And again, I think it comes back to people. People don't realize that the time it takes for editing and the amount of commitment it takes to put that episode out every Friday or every whatever so it's. Yeah, I mean, so I guess it does make sense, but I didn't think it would be that high. That's nuts.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of podcasts I really like that I've heard, like, that I've listened to all of it because it has stopped, right? Like, and you can watch podcasts die, and that's sad too. That's sad to watch because generally they'll do weekly episodes, and then suddenly they'll miss a week, and then they'll miss a couple weeks. And then generally something inspires the creator, and they go out there and they might do something like a convention, and then they record at a convention with little handhelds. And it was like a special edition episode, and then it died. That's it. That's the end. And it's like, it gets scary when you see podcasts start teetering off. It's like, oh no, this was so good. Scroll down and there's only like 5 more episodes. It's like, oh.
Everything will be okay.
It will be, but not for them because they lost their show, which is sad. But I also think that a lot of people start multiple shows. So it's probably like that's just like 75%. That's like cycling out. That includes people's first and second shows before they got going. That's possible too. I had a show back in 2012.
Okay.
That I didn't understand copyright. And it was a shameless, god-awful violation of so many laws, but I like to think it was a very pretty, like, very well put together show. It was like a lot of spoken word, that kind of stuff mixed in with music, and there'd be like rain in the background. Like, it's what it sounds like, but it was a very nice sounding podcast. But
they've had podcasts for that long?
I quit making it. What's that?
They've had podcasts for that long?
Yeah. They've had podcasts since like 2008.
Really?
5, maybe. Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And before that, and during those early days, you could broadcast live on the internet. So you still can, but it was more like it was hot running. It was beta and VHS there for a little bit, but then.
That's amazing. That just really goes to show how out of touch I am with technology because. I mean, podcasts are a relatively new concept to me.
Okay. No, they've been out there and around for a while. I was hosted on Podbean back then. And I paid for it too, over there. So yeah, no, that was the thing. And I even got on iTunes. That goes to show how quickly the stuff has advanced, technology has advanced, because iTunes wasn't scanning it automatically to detect the digital fingerprint in the song. That's a thing. Because they can scan an audio file and find songs based on things that the original publisher encoded into it. And they didn't do that back then. So I was getting away with it, but by today's standards, I'd be crucified because I was just playing anybody's music on the show. But it was
and I understand you got to have rules and stuff, but I still don't get that whole thing. I mean, like. It's a podcast, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody was making money, because of a song, rather than just having, having the odd song in their podcast, but I mean, if they were using the music, their podcast was about the music. And they were actually making money off of it. Okay, then okay, there's got to be, where the copyright laws come into play. But I think just for the average person, podcasts like ours that isn't, explosive and making millions of dollars, like, leave it alone. Like, really, there's no reason to be the internet police,
Yeah. I don't think they want to draw the line. I think that's what it is. I don't think they want to have to make that gray area out of it. Well, how good is your show doing, right? Mind you, they can sue you for more money if you're making a ton off of it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But songs are expensive, though. Songs are so expensive. You can spend, like, especially for film, like, if you're making short films and stuff like that, you can pay fucking 20 grand for a song. It all depends how you're using it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think it's just a little silly. I think, that come out with all these laws and all these regulations and it's just trying to keep us down.
Yeah, brother, you tell him.
Yeah.
Good
That's
Lord.
what it is. Fucking Uncle Sam.
Good Lord. So, so I won a radio contest 3 weeks ago or something, 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting to get my goddamn check from them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go down there with some Rihanna blaring. Be like, bitch better have my money.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that's... Apparently somebody got sick. I was like, dude, what the hell? There's one guy that can sign checks.
Really?
So that's the thing.
Or maybe they're just hoping you forget about it and just be like, nah, we won't.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just going to forget about my $600 check. No worries.
Yeah, you keep it. You keep it.
Yeah.
So, today, I have trivia for you.
You have trivia. And a word of the day, I hope.
I also have a word of the day.
That's fantastic.
I think the trivia is pretty dope.
Okay.
There's some new features in trivia today.
Okay.
I know. So, like, are you ready for it? Is it that time? Is that what we're at?
Yeah, well, that's totally up to you. I mean, I'm always ready for trivia and words of the day.
Okay. Well, because we tend to do it like, 3/4-ish of the show or whatever, but we've been doing good, tight episodes. Our shorter episodes are better episodes, I feel like. We get more to the grit of shit. We get deep down in there. We solve socially important problems.
We fix the world.
We fix the world. And do you know why we fix the world? Because we are the world.
And we care.
That's right. So where do you want to start? Do you want to start with word of the day, or do you want to start with trivia?
Well, I think I might want to start with word of the day just simply because it might help my brain sort of, get a bit of a jump start on my brain.
That's what I was going to ask. How do you want to flickety flex your brain first? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, there isn't a lot of flexing going on in my head today. It's, yeah.
Okay, well, get ready.
Okay.
Today's word of the day is yerd. Let the bullshit begin.
Yerd. Can you spell that for me?
Oh, I'd love to. It's like yard with an E. It's Y-E-R-D.
Yerd. Well, if I'm not mistaken, the yerd is a Norwegian hut.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been around, I believe, for about 6,000 years.
Okay.
Was when they were invented, and this is back when the Norwegians were quite nomadic.
Of course.
So I mean, they're almost like a teepee, right? I mean, easy to take down, easy to set up, when the Norwegians were traveling across Norwegiland, they had to have that quick setup and that quick takedown.
Hang on, Norwegiland?
Norwegiland, yes.
Okay.
That's what it was called 6,000 years ago.
Oh, okay, of course.
Right.
Okay, not to be confused with Waluigi.
Yeah, no. It was Norwegiland back then. It was a simpler time. So yeah, and the yurds were they were made out of yak hide.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. They date back to about 6,000 years ago, and
you said they're like teepees, so they're like conular.
No. They're like octagon-ish.
Okay.
But I just wanted to use teepees as an example that, they were designed to go up and take down relatively simply, and quick, right? Because
so they wouldn't be abandoned; they'd be carried with.
Yes, they'd be carried with. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this helps me know how close you are. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, they absolutely, because
Yeah.
and they had to be quick takedown because the yaks would smell their dead brethren, and so they would have to, and then the yaks would gang up and attack the Norwegians.
Yeah.
And so they had to be able to take their dead yak huts down quickly to make a safe getaway.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Yerd.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, bravo, very close. Second of all, if somebody was breaking into your yurt, what might you do?
What might you do?
Yeah.
Well, you would have an 8-ball in a sock.
Oh.
And you would
not something more rigid?
No. Well, I mean, if you were like having sex at the time, you could beat them with your erection, but
not a stick or anything. Not in a yurt. No.
They would just take one of their pool balls and put it in a sock, which was also made out of yak hide.
And the Norwegians had pool balls, but
yes.
But okay, did they have pool tables?
No, they just had the pool balls and the pool cues, and they didn't know what to do with them.
Where did they get the pool balls?
They invented them 6,000 years ago.
Whoa! We just stumbled upon a whole new piece of history.
Yeah.
Damn.
Little known fact that pool balls and pool cues were invented in Norwegian land 6,000 years ago.
I never knew all that about the Norwegian. Okay, so despite all my coaching, I still couldn't get you even close to what yerd means. To yerd, it's a verb, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Let's start with that. Is to beat somebody using a rod or a stick.
Oh. Well, I see what you were trying to do. Okay. To beat somebody with a rod or a stick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I went with erection.
Yeah, wow. With a lot of coaxing.
Well, does that really matter, though?
I feel like it might.
Okay.
So today, in trivia, congratulations on your, by the way.
Yeah.
Today in trivia, we're talking about. Do you want to guess?
We're talking about K-cups.
No, oh no. Okay. No, I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. That is the worst name. Do you know what I think of every time I hear that?
What?
Before Keurig comes anywhere near my mind, I think about menstrual cups.
But that's because you're a fiddle hippie.
Probably. It's probably related to my fiddle hippiness. It likely is. But to me, a K-cup just sounds like
a menstrual cup.
Like a menstrual cup. Like I could just see bad 80s ads and they're like jogging with sweatbands on every ring of their body and they just stop and they're like, I can jog without worrying about my period because I'm a K-cup girl. Smile and keep jogging. Like that's all I think about when I hear K-cup. I think it's the worst name for me, at least. I'm sure they had a focus group who said it was good, but I disagree.
I just wonder, I mean, and this just sort of brings me to wondering why you would ever think of a menstrual cup. I mean, menstrual cup is never anything that crosses my mind. Ever.
Why not?
I don't know a single woman that has ever used a menstrual cup. Every woman I've dated, fucked, whatever, has been tampons.
I knew one who owned one and I think used it a couple times, like in my presence.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, what a god-awful thing, though.
Okay, so we're not talking about K-cups or menstrual cups. So what is trivia today?
Shoes!
Shoes.
Talking about shoes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
6 questions.
6 questions.
Possible 8 points.
About shoes.
Yeah. 6 questions. Possible 8 points.
8 points. Well, I don't get it.
Number 1. You will soon. Known as I've been dreading saying this, Arani 1 shoe. The world's oldest shoe was discovered in 2008 in the Arani 1 cave located in Armenia. How old is that shoe? How old is the world's oldest shoe?
Okay.
A. 5,500 years old. B. 950 years old. C. 8,000 years old. D. 1,000,000 years old.
Well, I'm stuck between the 5 and the 8.
Okay, okay.
I think. Oh boy, that's tough. I want to say 8,000.
Okay. 8,000 years. You would be wrong.
It is 5,000.
It's 5,500 years old.
Okay. Okay.
So sorry.
Well, both I think are reasonable, right? I mean,
Yeah, it was made of leather.
yeah.
It was
Yak-
found buried
yak
upside
hide.
down. It was in good shape. It was found next to a yurt.
Next to a yurt, yep.
Question number 2.
And it was buried.
It was
Yes?
buried, yes. It was
That's
extremely
amazing
buried.
that it would still be like whole.
Non-decomposed. It was in
Yeah.
good shape.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
real.
in-
That's really strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well preserved. They had
Yeah.
some turtle wax as a motherfucker on there.
Yeah. Shit.
So, the Passion Diamond Shoes by Jada Dubai. They're a stiletto made from real gold and encrusted with hundreds of diamonds. They're also the world's most expensive shoe. How expensive are they? A. $128.9 million. B. $50,000. C. $23.6 million. Or D. $750,000.
I'm gonna go with 750,000.
Okay, nice pick. Do you know of these shoes?
No.
Okay, that makes sense. Cause you're wrong.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. So sorry. $23.6 million pair of stilettos.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Alrighty. They're pretty crazy looking. You should look them up. They're badass. The Passion Diamond Shoe.
Okay.
Number 3. True or false? The first high heels in the world were made for men.
I am gonna go with true.
Okay. Going with true means you would be right.
Nice.
Yeah, pick an A. Now.
These shoes are hideous.
Yeah, I know, right? You're talking about the diamond shoes?
Yes.
Yeah, right? They're like so much, way too much bling in one place.
$23 million. Wow.
$23.6 million.
That's crazy.
So, you just said that the first high heels in the world were made for men.
Yes.
That was correct.
Yeah.
Now, for a bonus question. Why? A. To fit in stirrups when riding. B. To allow short men to conduct themselves with greater stature. C. To make soldiers appear taller, giving military forces a more imposing image. Or D. To allow bishops to feel closer to God.
I want to go with short men.
Alright, so going with short men, you would be wrong!
Ooh.
On your first potential bonus question. That's where your extra points come from.
Okay, well, but then what's the answer? Don't just leave me hanging.
To fit into stirrups when riding.
Stirrups, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all reasonable.
Yeah, I
mean,
thought it made up
minus-
some pretty other ones. Some
Yeah,
pretty good
minus
other
the
ones.
bishops being closer to God, I think that's, being an inch closer to God, really, like, No, that doesn't make a whole heap of sense. But
Haven't you ever heard that old thing? They said there's like an old thing about like Southern women and their big hair because the higher your hair, the closer to God you are.
I've never heard this.
Oh, okay, that's a thing.
Oh, okay.
The higher the hair, the closer to God. Number 4. According to a 2013 survey, 25% of women had a pair of these in their closet.
Menstrual cups.
A pair. A. High heels. B. Work boots. C. Uggs. D. Crocs.
25% of women?
Yeah.
I want to go with work boots.
Okay. Okay, you're playing the feminist card, eh? No, the correct answer would be Uggs.
Really?
Correct.
Those ugly, ugly things. Yeah, well, Crocs are uglier though, so.
Yeah, Crocs are pretty hideous.
I never understood that. People are like, Crocs are the most comfortable shoes and all this. And I've tried them on, and they're not comfortable at all.
Well, they're like wearing nothing, so if you're good with that, then you should have just been in your socks, because like, you still get stabbed in the foot with things. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
They can get wet. I don't know. Okay, question number 5. After debuting at a Fort Lauderdale boat show, these shoes went on to sell over 300 million pairs to people from all walks of life. What was the shoe? A. Birkenstocks. B. Crocs. C. Uggs. D. Timberland.
I can go Crocs.
Okay, any reason?
Because you said a boat show.
Yeah.
I would think that a boat show, Crocs would be more of a boat shoe than Uggs or Birks or, you know.
Yeah. Okay, Birks, that's what you call them because you're one of the hip kids. Cool, I got it.
I love Birks, man. They're awesome.
I thought the main reason that you would have picked Crocs was because it was right.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Nice work.
I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah, you are. You know all about shoes.
Yeah.
So far you have had 2 right.
Yes, I have.
Number 6. Of these shoe companies, which was the first founded?
Ooh.
A. Reebok. B. Adidas. C. Nike. D. Vans.
Okay. Well, Vans came out as a skate shoe originally, as a specialty skate shoe, and you couldn't buy them. You can only buy them at skate shops. Now you can buy them at fucking Walmart. So it's not. I don't believe it'd be Vans. You know what? I want to go. I want to go with Adidas.
Is the oldest shoe company in the world. No, not in the world, of those 4.
Yeah, I think I want to go with Adidas.
Final answer.
Yeah.
No, I was just telling you it's your final answer. It's one of the last questions. Oh. Okay, correct! It was Adidas. Yeah. So now, do you want to tell me, okay, this isn't even a bonus question. What year do you think it is?
I want to say 1950 something.
Wow. Close. 49.
49, okay.
Yeah. So, what do you think's next?
Reebok.
Snap, son! Yeah, what year?
1950 something.
Damn! 1958.
Okay, cool.
What's next? You're on a roll.
I'm gonna go with Nike, yeah.
Okay. What year?
1960 something.
Okay. 1964. What's next, do you think? Vans, probably. And what year do you think that happened?
I don't know, 1970 something.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go a lot newer than that. Okay, you're reasonably close. It was 1966.
1960. Okay. Yeah, I thought maybe they would have come along a little bit later, but okay, that's fair.
So, ta-da! Now, your bonus question. Which of the remaining three, other than Adidas, which of the remaining three did Adidas purchase in 2005?
Ooh. I feel like I want to go with shit. I feel like I want to go with Reebok.
Okay. Now that really is your final answer, because that was the last bonus question. And you got it right!
Nice!
Meaning that out of 6 questions, you got 4 points.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, with new bonus questions. Look how that works. You're smarter with bonus questions.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got any. I'm surprised I got anything right.
No, nice work. Nice work.
Woot!
Alrighty, look at you go.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Okay. I just, you know what? I didn't feel like Vans. You know, I just didn't feel like Vans would be something that Adidas would buy, because it's kind of like a no-name brand. Like they're very mainstream now. Right, and they're not expensive, and they're not, and Nike I don't think would ever sell out, because Nike's huge, right? Like, Nike's a pretty big deal, right? So that's why I picked Reebok. But yeah, no, good quiz. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I had a lot of trouble finding something. I was gonna do like serial killers, but then like there's too many weird, like if I was gonna ask you like the most kills, but there's a difference, because a lot of serial killers are doctors and shit that smother patients and overdose them for 28 years at a time. So they've killed a lot more people than like the serial killers we know of who walk around and shoot people in their cars. So like it gets complicated, and there's 2 different kinds of serial killers, and it's like so I ran out of questions I could do for that. So I decided to go with shoes.
Well, that's good.
You know how You know how I pick most of our quiz topics is it's something, like I literally walked by the shoes and I was like, shoes, let's see, maybe shoes. I have books in front of me. We did books a few weeks ago. I think we did paper one week, and I mean there's paper everywhere. Like it's just things I see. That's all it is.
Well, I mean that's a good way, because I mean I've sat there and laid in bed and I'm just like, what do I put together for a quiz? And I start going through things in my mind, things like that, like shoes or paper or whatever, Yeah. And I can never, I can never really, that's why the last couple of my quizzes have just been general knowledge.
Yeah, that's totally cheating. That's a category. You can't make a quiz out of that. That's just crazy.
Well, I do, okay? And you're gonna like it.
General knowledge is bull.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to put more effort into it for next recording sesh.
It's all good. If we didn't start recording an hour and a half late, it wouldn't have been done anywhere near on time. So, well, shout out to all our Norwegian listeners.
Yes. Yeah.
That's important. To
the Norwegians.
How about you swing by and visit us on Patreon, y'all good, funky people. You can do that at patreon.com/TSC podcast. And over there you can get access to exclusive weekly minisodes and exclusive video feeds that nobody else gets to see. So you get to see our faces moving while the words come out, and it's like super trippy. So you should totally check that out. And yeah, like maybe leave us a review. There's Apple, you can leave us a review. You can leave us a review even on Facebook for that matter. You can leave us a review on Stitcher. Like we're all over the place, and we want to know what you think. We really, really do. It means the world. I stay up at night just thinking about what you might be thinking. All of you. And it's a lot of people to think about, and really it's having a horrible effect on my life. So please, God, tell us what you're thinking so I can sleep. I'm begging you. Also, if you want to tell us what you're thinking on the telephone, like, you know, some kind of old school folk or maybe hipster, you can call us at 1-587-997-4697. That's 1-587-997-4697. Select option 2, and we want everything from you. We want your rants, we want your opinions, we want your confessions, we want your bad days, your good days. We want to hear your plan for, you know, saving the world from itself, because let's face it, the world's falling apart and we're all going to die. So tell us how you're going to cope with that.
But I thought we already saved the world.
Well, we've saved a few aspects of the world, but there's a lot of damage.
We still have a lot of work then.
There's still a lot of work to be done.
Okay.
There really is. You can follow us on Twitter at, now I haven't done a shout out for our Twitter in a long time, but I'm gonna guess that it's at Total Stickcast now. That would be a pretty fair guess. And you can find us on Facebook with that information too if you want. I say just find us everywhere. If you're listening to this, and I'm looking at you because there's a small population. I'm not going to call you guys out by numbers. I don't want to freak you out. I don't want to make you feel isolated, like everybody's staring at you. But I know who you are, and you listen to this show every week, and you should, you know, go ahead and tell us why you listen to it every week. Or maybe you have a YouTube channel where you show off the worst podcasts you can find and you just roast them as you listen to them. And maybe that's why you're listening to us. That's okay too. Tell us, because I'll watch your video. Because, you know, I want to know why people don't like me. So yeah.
Oh, a whole bunch the list is huge.
I bet, and you know, I believe in not destroying the environment, and I just don't want to see that many trees die because I'm a bad person.
Yeah, you are a bad person.
I know, I try.
Okay, yeah, and on the high note.
On a high note, I guess that's it for us. I think that was a tight cluster of time. I'd like to do more shows like that. That was pretty awesome. Oh no, now I'm gonna make it awkward by rambling. Oh dear God, no! That was our 50-ish episode. I'm super proud of that. So yeah, freaking hells yeah, and you should be proud of it too, because you've been here for 18 of them. That's not bad. Pretty soon that'll be more than half.
Yeah, that's true. I know. You're not wrong.
I know. I'm not wrong. I math. I just did a huge hit of math. So anyways, yeah! Alright, so that's it for us. This has been the Total Stickcast. Bye! It is my distinct honor to welcome you to the Total Stickcast. It's been a grand total of 66 episodes, 51 by regular sequence and 50 including, and 50, hang on, I want to take that again. I want to take that one more time.
Take two.
Thank you for joining us on the Total Stickcast. The Total Stickcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts, including Google Play, Apple, Spotify, and Stitcher. We appreciate your ratings and reviews as they help other people find us and help us to grow. Please take the time to let us know what you think. The Total Stickcast is hosted and produced by Paul Johnson and features Ryan Blair and Terry Savage. You can connect with Paul Johnson directly on Twitter at OffTheLP or at everythingpaul.net. That's everythingpaul.net. You can find the Total Stickcast on Twitter and Facebook at Total Stickcast. You can also reach us by email at TotalStickShow@gmail.com. My name is Larry G. Jones, and this has been the Total Stickcast. Thank you for making us a part of your day.